I remember it as clear as the day when I was in 4th grade, and me and my class would always used to go into like the woods when we had breaks, because then we could play a game called S, P, and K. I don't know if you're known with these terms. It's kind of in my language version of it, but if I had to translate it to English, it's called the truth, percent, and consequence. We always used to play that game. I'm sure that you have played it too. And guess what 4th graders were trying to do, and always were doing in this game? We would always used to ask our crush what their crush was. Because then if, of course, it were us, we could go to the like, let's kiss phase. Like, I give the challenge for you to kiss me. And I was always the guy who didn't get told that these like activities were happening. So that kind of tells what kind of person I was, right? And like my class, I remember somebody told me, like when I finally found out these games were happening, I was told like, this has been happening for like 2 to 3 months. Think about it, 2 to 3 months, and I haven't been told shit. And I asked my friends about it, and they were like, oh yeah, I knew that. And it's like, brother, I'm the only one here who doesn't know shit. The reason why I found out that these activities were happening was because one of my friends finally like go down there himself, and then he would take me with him, and then we would like be down there and see it. I just remember when I actually came for like the first time, people just became dead ass silent when I walked into like the woods where everybody were like standing around, like, and you know, playing it cool and like thinking about what questions to use. And it was like, now I think it's as clear as the day that people really didn't want me in games and they found me kind of uncomfortable, I think. And I think it's because I've always used to be a completely different person than who I actually was. Like I have always, like I am a positive and a guy with energy, but not as much as I was in the school, you know, who I tried to be. I tried to be somebody that I wasn't. Always like, you know, somebody will break down and I'll like tell them the top 10 positive things about the world. Like, it's just like, bro, shut up, just fucking let me be angry, like, you know? It wasn't the right thing to do from my side, so I understand why they kind of pushed me away. It's just kind of sad because I felt very lonely in like school because nobody really wanted to be around me. Of course, I had some friends that actually wanted me, but like it wasn't really consistent. But then when I finally were with the game, guess what? I never got a question. Maybe I got a question or two from like the guys because they had like sympathy for me, but like the girls, not one question. And why was that? Like, I'm not speaking about like, of course they didn't have a crush on me, so like they didn't really want to ask me. Like, of course that doesn't make sense, right? Why would they ask me if like they could use the question on their crush and then find out if they had a question on them, and you know, blah, blah, blah. Why was it like this? Why was it that I was the only one that weren't told that this was happening? Why was it that people didn't want to ask me a question? Why was it that I wasn't their crush? And that's what I've been thinking about a lot. And maybe you have the same problem too, or had the same problem too, maybe still have. It was basically because I was a loser. I was a loser, yeah, definitely. I couldn't stand up for myself. I got bullied. Some of the boys really had the use of like kind of bullying me. They would always pick on me. I couldn't walk around in the halls feeling safe because I didn't know if somebody were gonna tackle me or fucking slapping me in the back of the head. They would always used to do that when we were walking. I was walking kind of alone between all the others, and suddenly it would just come like a, and it was just fucking laughing me up in the face. And what did I do? What did I do wrong here? I laughed I wasn't putting on a serious face and saying, why did you do that? I was just laughing and be like, of course they will fucking hit me again if I fucking laugh or something like that. So of course, and then I also told the like teachers I was getting bullied, which was the worst mistake because bro, you gotta tell them yourself. And then like, you know, they were talking with his parents. There was a specific guy who were like kind of after me, and like, you know, he was also like, I didn't know, like I bullied him. I didn't think so. And it was exactly because I didn't give the expression that I actually felt bad. And that's exactly why that all this happened, in my opinion. That's what I came to. It was not their fault. It was always my fault. I didn't say to him directly, I don't like what you're doing. I don't enjoy it. If I had said that, I think he would be respectful and be like, oh, sorry, I'm not gonna do it again. But I didn't, and I actually really regret that. But it has also made me into the person I am today. So of course I wouldn't change it. But it was hard. It was very hard back then. But yeah, I just felt like telling you this story. Maybe you could relate, and then I will give the tips to be more yourself. Try to find the true self. Because when you find the true self, the real people around you in this world is gonna come. That's exactly what has happened to me. I always used to follow the group, never had any friends. Started following my own, doing unusual things in their eyes, playing things like table tennis. Like, who does that, right? You probably felt that too. And that's when I found my friends for life. I really think that you could use this advice, because you're probably like me if you watched or if you have joined my channel. Have a wonderful day.